out.
Nice.
Yeah. So that biggest one you've got?
Oh, but this is my
It's the
first.
only one he's got.
Came up last year with the salt.
Yes, we're all happy about that.
What you got to do is hang it on
He's
a
smiling
tree.
all right.
Hang it
Cheshire.
on a tree about 3 metres in front of you and it'll look like it's about 300 pounds.
What's wrong now on tutoring? This is not fair.
The largest bow oak tree in captivity. Herbs grow very slowly over hundreds of years. Trees like this one can reach a height of 25 metres with a girth of up to 20 metres. The wood is soft and spongy and can store water within its fibre. during times of dry. The fruit or nut can be up to 25 centimetres long and 15 centimetres in diameter. Its chalky white pith is edible and high in vitamin C. The young leaves and roots are also edible. This tree is estimated to be over 2,000 years old.
This is a baobab tree nut from one of the trees up there. I just knocked it down with a stick. Apparently this is edible to keep scurvy away. So
It's full of vitamin C. What does it taste like?
tastes like dried up pears.
Originally known as the Hillgrove Lockup, after an early station sited here, the baobab tree was used to house Aboriginal prisoners from the 1890s to the 1920s. In the dry season, the troopers with trackers, cook horse tailors, mules and horses would undertake a 3-month police patrol to the interior. Prisoners collected along the way were escorted back to Wyndham in chains. The police patrol travelled from Wyndham to Kurungi Station, Ord River and Mount Elizabeth, then north to Drysdale Mission, which is Columbaroo, and east to the Forest River Mission. The prison tree was the last night's camp before arriving back in Wyndham, where prisoners were taken to the Wyndham jail to await trial.
At least it's cool in here.
It wouldn't have been with how many prisoners in it. It was 1853 and Ireland was in the grips of starvation due to unjust tax laws for tenant farmers. Michael Durack Sr., with a strong instinct for survival, brought his family of 8 children and wife Bridget to Australia for a new life. 2 months after arriving, Michael was tragically killed by a falling tree, leaving Patsy, 18 years old, responsible for the family's survival. In 1855, they settled on 273 acres at Dixon's Creek near Goulburn. But Patsy had a strong pioneering spirit that led his family to settle where no white person had been. Patsy led his family to outback Queensland. The Durack family took up 2.5 million acres on Cooper's Creek and called it Thylungra. From 1867 to 1877, they endured drought and floods. In 1881, the Duracks, in partnership with Solomon Emanuel, reserved 2.5 million acres in Western Australia, and it was mostly along the as yet unmapped Ord River. Four mobs of cattle, owned in part or whole by various members of the Durack family, set out. 2 left from Thylungra, 1 mob left from Barcoo River Station, and the last from Galway Downs. Together, the 4 mobs moved from river to river, grass to grass, north to the Gulf of Carpentaria, and then west across the northern rivers. Often held up for weeks and months by drought and flood, they endured fever, disease, scurvy, stampedes, crocodiles, and native spears. They eventually arrived at the Ord River in September 1885. They found that mothers could not travel and rear calves, so after that, all calves dropped were simply killed.
There was little room for sentiment for the man on the track in the far interior with thousands of cattle. The journey had taken more than 2 years, had cost £70,000, and along the way half the cattle, many horses and a few men had died. Patsy's son Michael, known as MP, was soon leading the family through tough challenges. Instead of extended droughts punctuated by floods, as previously experienced, they battled with fever and lack of markets for their stock. It was the struggle to find buyers for their cattle that eventually led to the end of the Durack pastoral empire in 1950. But the pioneering spirit continued in the ventures of MP's children, as told by his daughter Mary Durack in her books Kings in Grass Castles and Sons in the Saddle. Patsy was always searching for his El Dorado in gold and cattle. One can only contemplate his reaction to the 1979 discovery of rich alluvial diamonds in his country. Today, the position of original Argyle homestead now lies silently under the waters of the Ord River Dam. The homestead was dismantled and reconstructed on higher ground. Headstones were also relocated to this area, and it's now a memorial highlighting the lives of those who established the wild, untouched Kimberleys. Patsy had a quote, "Cattle kings ye call us, then we are kings in grass castles that can be blown away on a puff of wind."